UMen recommends. Access umen.uk.net.
Mayana Nafi, and this isn't exactly in the order. Oh, it is sort of in order. Mayana Nafi is a transgender autistic person who works as a policy counsel at the National Center for Transgender Equality. As part of the NCT team, Mayan advocates to end discrimination and violence against transgender people, including by fighting anti-trans state legislation and expanding meaningful access to healthcare and education. Mayan graduated from Harvard Law School before joining NCT this last year as a law fellow, and a very good friend of mine, as well as the poor victim who volunteers to cat sit my cat whenever I am out of town. Finn Gardner is an incoming Masters of Public Policy student at the Heller School for Social Policy and Management at Brandeis. He is the Boston Community Coordinator for the Autistic Self-Advocacy Network, where he builds liaisons with local nonprofits and government agencies to advance disability rights and mobilizes disability activists to engage in intersectional community advocacy. I have known Finn for way longer than I care to admit, and well before any of us even thought that we would ever be in DC. So, welcome here. Siraj Jarrell Johnson, am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Okay.
For perhaps the first
Awesome.
time. Yes.
Is a Black non-binary writer and librarian currently living in Philadelphia. Their work as a librarian is focused on providing digital literacy and training to older adults in order to bridge the digital divide. The writing explores disability as a cyborg identity, the uses of animality, and millennial Afro-pessimism. They will begin a Master's of Fine Arts and Poetry at Columbia University this fall. I hope you enjoy New York, for how much it can stink at times. Greta Martella is the co-founder and executive director of the Trans Lifeline and overall awesome. Ms. Martella has drawn on her own experience with suicidality to create a resource that is able to respond to the needs of the trans community. Ms. Martella also serves on the Consumer and Survivor Committee of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Prior to founding the Trans Lifeline, Ms. Martella worked as a software engineer. And Sonia Renee Taylor is the founder and radical executive officer. I like that job title, actually. It must look really good on business cards. Of The Body Is Not an Apology, an international movement, digital media, and education company committed to radical self-love and body empowerment as the foundational tool for social justice and global transformation. The Body Is Not an Apology reaches over 250,000 people weekly in 140 countries with their content and educational projects. Sonia's work as an award-winning performance poet, activist, speaker, and transformational leader continues to have global reach. She has appeared across the US, New Zealand, Australia, England, Scotland, Sweden, Germany, Canada, and the Netherlands. Sonia and her work has been seen, heard, and read on HBO, BED, MTV, TV One, NPR, PBS, CNN, Oxygen Network, The New York Times, New York Magazine, MSNBC.com, Today.com, Huffington Post, Vogue Australia, Shape.com, Miss Magazine, and many more. She has shared stages with such luminaries such as Carrie Mae Weems, Thester Gates, Harry Belafonte, Dr. Cornel West, Hillary Rodham Clinton, the late Amiri Baraka, and numerous others. Sonia continues to perform, speak, and facilitate workshops globally. So, round of applause for our panel before we begin.
Did you like this recommendation? Hit the like button and watch it in full by clicking on the link in this video description. All citations recommended here are solely for educational purposes. Our aim is to provide the community with access to the educational/inclusive materials of excellency we come across, yours included. If you hold the copyright of any video or article cited here, or you think they should not be available on our channel, please let us know and we will remove them at your discretion.